Something has happened in the last few years where many of us have come to feel that it's not okay to stand for something. And I suspect this has happened because so many of the people who do stand for something stand for it in such an extreme and polarized and angry way that the very idea of standing for something has begun to seem unpalatable. And it's also because so many of us have been deeply exploring our spiritual paths, and we have been practicing compassion and unconditional love and understanding the other side and learning about neutrality. All of these things which are so important, absolutely vital, and absolutely worth exploring. However, the side effect of this deep spiritual exploration on a human level is that we almost feel guilty when we feel like we have something we want to stand for, and we feel like, oh, I shouldn't really assert myself in that way. I shouldn't really take a stand. I shouldn't really pick a side. I should never really assert any opinion so strongly, because that would just be polarizing myself, or that would be not compassionate, or that would be not unconditionally loving. So I would just like to take a minute and assert that in a completely neutral universe, in a completely unconditionally loving and compassionate universe, it is still okay to stand for something. It is still okay to have a preference. It is still okay to have a favorite. It is still okay to have an opinion. It is even still okay to polarize yourself when you choose to, and when you do this consciously. This comes back to something that is very close to my heart. It is the statement that everything in moderation, including moderation. So if the goal is to rise above polarity and practice non-duality, I would actually posit that part of that is not polarizing yourself towards neutrality, right? If we become too attached to neutrality, neutrality itself almost becomes its own type of ideological dogma. So I'm not at all proposing that we throw out neutrality and compassion and unconditional love and non-duality. I absolutely think we should move even deeper into those things. And as we do that, I would argue that we discover it's still okay to polarize yourself. It is still okay to assert an opinion strongly, but perhaps without unnecessary extremism or attachment. It is still okay to have an opinion or a favorite. And it is still okay to simply say, well, that's how it is for me, and that's probably how it's always going to be for me, and that's that.